Hi, welcome to my channel. I love my SKS, and if there's one thing I could change from its original design, it would be the magazine. And the reason why is 1, it's fixed, 2, it has a 10 round capacity. I know there's a couple of options out there. If I want to spend $1,000 on an SKSD that uses AK-47 magazines, or if I'm on a budget, I could spend up to $50 on these Duckbill magazines. And the reason why they're called Duckbill is because of this. This looks like a duck's beak. Now I've seen them on the internet with these with hardwood, and I like the looks of them. So I went and bought this one. It's called Boar's Arm, B-A-U-R, and I was surprised it didn't fit the Chinese or the Russian or the Yugo hardwood. And then it dawned on me that they were designed to work with the aftermarket plastic stock. But that would require me to spend another $150. So I went and bought another Duckbill magazine, and I was surprised it didn't fit the Chinese, but it would fit the Russian, but it wouldn't fit the Yugo. And before you know it, I ended up with these 7 magazines. So today, we're going to go through each one of them and find out which one fits what stock, and if they don't, what we can do to make them fit. So stick around, I'll be back. I'm back. Let me introduce you to all the Duckbill magazines. You already met the Boar Arms, B-A-U-R. Beside it is the Promag steel. This is the Promag plastic. The 10 color one is the Tapco Intrafuse, Tapco regular. The one with the fancy mag catch is the Archangel. And lastly, it's the Triple K steel. Over here, we have 3 stocks, 3 rifles with the bolt removed. And so it's the Chinese Type 56. This one is from Factory 26, unissued. This one is the Russian Tula 54, unissued. This one is the Yugo M5966A1 in excellent condition. So let's start with individually testing out the mags onto the rifle. Already said that the bore does not fit, and it doesn't, and it does not, and it does not. Okay, next, Promag steel. It does go in. Okay, that's the Chinese. It does go into the Russian with a little bit of force, and it does go into the Yugo. Promag vinyl plastic. Okay, this one has the front cut off by the previous owner. Just ignore that. I'm just going to try to put it to the side, and this one does not fit, and this one does. Not smooth though. It should be smooth. Okay, Yeah, the Russian and the Yugo a little snug. Next, Tapco Intrafuse. Nope, won't fit the Chinese. Yep, it'll fit the Russian. A bit of force. And it will fit the Yugo. Tapco regular. Well, nope, won't fit the Chinese. Yep, the Russian. Yep, the Yugo. Archangel. Nope, won't fit the Chinese. Yep, to the Russian. And the fancy mag catch does work. Yes, very nice on the Yugo. Lastly, Triple K. Nope. Nope, not the Chinese. Yep, and the Russian. And Yugo, it does. Okay, so to summarize all the 7 mags, the Boar Arms, no, on all 3, and the Promag steel is the only one that fit all 3, and the Promag vinyl, the Tapco Interfuse, Tapco regular, Archangel, and the Triple K all did not fit the Chinese, but it did fit the Russian, did fit the Yugo with a bit of force. Okay, next I'm gonna disassemble, separate the wood from the receiver of the Chinese and find out why. And if it didn't fit the wood, did it fit the receiver? I have removed the stock from the receiver, and the reason why is because the Boar Arms wouldn't fit any of the wood. Now, if we made clearance on the wood, would it fit the receiver? So that's what I need to know. Okay, let's double check again to see if it doesn't fit the wood. No, it does not fit the wood. That's the Chinese, and let's see if it fits the receiver. And it does not fit the receiver. And I can tell that it's a little bit long. As you can see, it's past this pillar right there. It's a little bit too long. So not only you would have to make clearance in the wood to make it wider, you would also have to file the back or the front, I don't know which one, to get it to fit properly. So that's the issue with the Chinese. Yes, it does not fit the Russian wood, but does it fit the Russian receiver? It does not go all the way down either. And it is closer, but it doesn't go all the way in. It actually went into the receiver, but it didn't go all the way in. So it doesn't fit the Russian receiver nor the Russian wood, just like the Chinese. Let's work on the Yugo stock. Nope, it doesn't fit the Yugo stock. I think the Boar Arms is just too wide. And now let's check if it fits the Yugo receiver. Yes, it does fit the Yugo receiver. As you can see, it fits. Okay. So, to summarize the Boar Arms, no to the Chinese stock, no to the Russian stock, no to the Yugo stock, no to the Chinese receiver, no to the Russian receiver, yes to the Yugo receiver. Okay. Now, the next test would be the Tapcos and the Promag vinyl, the Archangel, the Triple K. They didn't fit the Chinese, and so I don't need these. So I need to just remove them and make some room. These 6 did not fit the Chinese stock. So the question is, do they fit the Chinese receiver? So now I have to go try it out, and yes, it does. The Promag vinyl does. Tapco Interfuse does. Tapco regular does. Archangel, the fancy mag catch does. And lastly, the Triple K, it does. So, what do we do to make these duckbill mags fit our SKS? Well, it really depends on yourself, how much work you want to do. And the least amount of work is the best. But I got 2 situations here. One is the Boar Arms that did not fit the Chinese stock, did not fit the Russian stock, and it did not fit the Yugo stock. It did not fit the Chinese receiver, and it did not fit the Russian receiver, but it did fit the Yugo receiver. So the least amount of work, if I want to use the Boar Arms, I would modify the mag instead, okay, instead of the stock, because I have 3 stocks here to modify. So what I would do is file the back here and maybe file the front a little bit, file front and back, and that way it would fit all 3. Okay, so I would, in this particular case, in the Boar Arms, I would file the mag instead of the 3 stock. 3 stocks is more work to do. Okay, but in the case of the Promag plastic, of course I can't do anything but the steel. The Promag plastic, the Tapco plastics, the Archangel, and well, this steel, there's nothing I can do. If I really want to use this, then I would have to file the Chinese stock. Okay, so now it also depends on whether I need to use this or not, because this you cannot modify at all. So however, if I decide to use these ones with the Chinese stock, then I would file the Chinese stock if it's not the best condition. In other words, my unissued Chinese rifle, I will not file that. I would rather file these. Okay, I'd rather do extra work than touch the unissued stock. But if the Chinese stock was not the best of shape, then in that case I would file the inside of the mag well and leave these alone. Okay, so like I said, there's 2 options. It really depends on you, whether it's steel or vinyl, or whether it's old or new stock. It really depends on you. But let me show you, or at least tell you, how you can widen the mag well. You can use a hand file if you want, but I find a box cutter really easy to do. Here, inside the mag well, you will see a ridge that goes diagonal shape. You can see it right here and in there. What you need to do I just shave off 1/2 millimeter to 1 millimeter, and once you do that to your Chinese stock, these will have no problem fitting. I did that to this Russian stock because it's refurbished. I would never do this to the unissued Russian stock. So I did that. So just to give you an example of now this will fit. Remember, it didn't fit the Russian before. And there it is. Okay. This is just an example. Normally, I would just file this so it could fit the Chinese, the Russian, and the Yugoslavian, or Yugo. Okay, so that's basically it. You have two choices: shave the inside of the mag well, or file the sides of the duckbill. It's not that difficult. Just hand file it, just a little at a time, the sides, and you should be able to get that in without any problem. So thank you for joining me. Please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you.